Alright, so recently I've been seeing a lot of videos about viltrumites and Saiyans. And since I like scaling both of these verses, I think I'll do a matchup on it. And considering how much higher Dragon Ball scales than Invincible, I think I have a pretty good matchup on my mind. That is, could Raditz defeat the Viltrum Empire? Before I start talking about the actual topic of the video, could you guys please just like the video and maybe try to get this video over 70 views? Also, I'm gonna link my Spotify into the description of the video, and if you guys could follow it, just do please, since I like seeing a bigger number on my screen. Transition sound effect. A key part of Raditz's strength and speed scaling is that he should upscale all of OG Dragon Ball. In terms of strength, OG Dragon Ball has multiple feats that get to moon to even large planet level. For example, Raditz should upscale Master Roshi. Master Roshi in his max power form was able to moonbust, with lower ends of this feat on Versus Battle Wiki and character stats and profiles being moon to small planet level. Also, Raditz upscales Piccolo. Piccolo has a similar feat of destroying the moon, but instead of moon to small planet level, this feat usually gets calced at like large planet level. This is also supported by higher interpretations of Roshi's feat, and Demon King Piccolo saying that he could destroy this planet in a heartbeat. Also, in some guidebooks, it stated that Goku's Super Kamehameha could have destroyed the planet. And considering that Raditz was able to tank attacks from Piccolo, like stonewalling them, when Piccolo's attacks are large planet level, I'd say that Raditz should get into Dwarf Star level. Dwarf Star level should also be consistent. This is because Garlic Jr. created the Dead Zone, which is described as a black hole. The Dead Zone isn't the size of a normal black hole, so it's not really like solar system level, but it still gets into Dwarf Star level. Some people will say that this is a movie-only feat, but that's just not true. The Dead Zone movie was shown to be canon by the Garlic Jr. filler arc in the DBZ anime. And Toriyama actually confirms that filler is canon. Also, there's the fact that the movie kind of fits pretty well into the timeline, being a couple months or even a year before the Raditz fight. And also in the Tree of Might movie pamphlet, it was stated that Garlic Jr. had a power level of 1,450, and Raditz debatably has a power level of 1,600. Raditz's superiority is also supported by the fact that Raditz did better against Goku and Piccolo than Garlic Jr. did. Also, in the movie, Garlic Jr. was stated to be the one who created the Dead Zone. He didn't just open a portal to it. Another piece of evidence for Dwarf Star level is that Kami was able to recreate the moon to a Dwarf Star level extent. Do you take this calc with a grain of salt, since I wasn't able to find the original calc with just screenshots? And for a bit of a higher end, Raditz should be in the star level ranges because it was stated that Master Roshi could have destroyed stars in El Manga Legendario. But I do find this feat as an outlier because Dwarf Star level is more consistent. Transition sound effect. As for Raditz's speed, Raditz should be multiple times faster than Kid Goku during the Red Ribbon Army Saga. During this arc, Goku is pretty casually shown to be able to dodge a laser. I haven't been able to find a calc for this feat, but it should be relativistic to FTL. Oh yeah, side note, if during this part of the video I sound a bit different, it's because I bit my gums and it's like my voice being a bit different. Raditz would at least be a couple dozen times faster than this, since in Dragon Ball speed is correlated to your strength. And Raditz would at least be 9 times faster than Goku, even without accounting for the exponentialness of power levels. And even when characters like Piccolo get an increase of 100 in a power level, they are multiple times stronger. And also faster. And using some rough estimates that I made up, Raditz should be about 270 times faster than light. Transition sound effect. Before I start power scaling, I'd like to mention that I'm going to be using 50 as my number of viltrumites. This is because Omni-Man said that there was roughly 50 viltrumites left in the universe. Even after the Viltrumite War, there was still 37 viltrumites left. This is also after 2 viltrumites died in the prison break. But anyways, back onto power scaling. The average viltrumite soldier should get into moon to small planet level. This level of power is pretty consistent from a couple feats, like Omni-Man stopping an asteroid the size of Texas, and Mark being unscathed by a bomb that could have caused the largest solar flare in history. I've seen calcs putting this from multi-continental to moon level. And average viltrumites would scale much higher than this feat. There's also the fact that Mark was bench pressing the moon during his workout regimen. This also getting to moon level. The most important piece of scaling for the average viltrumite is the fact that Thrag said that 37 viltrumites could rip Earth in half. This feat can range a lot for the individual output, either being moon level to even large planet level. But the safest calc for this that I've seen is small planet level. Some people will say that this isn't what Thrag actually means, and that he more means a type of like destroying civilization. But Thrag does say that this would be fair retribution to what happened to Viltrum. But some stronger Viltrumites like Craig and Nissa and maybe Nolan would scale higher into small planet level because of Mark Thaddeus and Omni-Man destroying Viltrum. Accounting for Space Racer's gun and the size of Viltrum, this feat would get into small planet level to planet level for each of them. But there is an exception, and his name is Thrag. Thrag is immensely powerful. He one-shot Battle Beast. Battle Beast was someone who was fighting 7 Viltrumites at once. He's also so much stronger than Omni-Man that Omni-Man's hits broke his own hands when he was punching Thrag. And accounting for how much stronger Thrag is than the average Viltrumite, Thrag should be planet level. Transition sound effect. Unlike in Dragon Ball, people with different strength levels and invincible are roughly the same speed level. And most Viltrumites would be relative in speed. And also, an invincible travel speed is equal to your reaction and combat speed. But anyways, most people would assume that Viltrumites move at like millions of times faster than light. This would come from the feat of Nolan flying to Thraxa in like 2 months or even a week. Most people use a distance of 2 galaxies for the speed feat, but there's actually a statement that implies that this is only like 10 or maybe 20 light years away. The speed of this statement would be around 260 times faster than light. And this is actually pretty consistent considering that a weaker version of Alan that basically got blitzed by a Viltrumite was able to move at 80 times faster than light. There's also other feats that support this, like Mark being able to outspeed Tech Jacket's ship. Depending on how fast you think the ship is, this would get from 320 to 800 times faster than light. There's also the feat of Thrag being able to keep up with Space Racer. And Space Racer was able to cross interstellar distances within a week. This would roughly get into like the 400 times faster than light. So the average Viltrumite should be 300 to 400 times faster than light, while Thrag and maybe the higher tier Viltrumite should be roughly 400 times faster than light. Transition sound effect. I'm not even gonna hold you. This might be a 50v1, but Raditz would win high def. No Viltrumite would be able to hurt Raditz. They would hurt themselves from punching him. Yeah, the Viltrumites are faster, but let's not act like Raditz wouldn't be able to tag them still. It definitely would be annoying for Raditz to like hit the Viltrumites, but it's not impossible. It's only like a 50 to 70% speed difference. Raditz should still be able to like get them. The only way I'd see the Viltrumites being able to win is if they either grab Raditz's tail or they just blow up the planet. The first one I find highly unlikely because, like, how would they know about that? And the second one I could see as a possibility, but I think it's still unlikely. I will give the Viltrumites this. They are definitely more tactically smart and, like, martial artsly smart. But this would only really help in a longer fight. And I feel like Raditz could probably end the fight within 3 minutes. So Raditz would win the fight 8 out of 10 times, making Raditz the winner. Again, can you guys please try to get this video over 70 views? Probably like to 200 maybe.